Memology101 is a YouTube channel that blew up a while back when he released a video talking about the corruption allegations against BetterHelp. He was given the credit of breaking the story, and even received a shout out from both PewDiePie and Drama Alert. Content-wise, he makes glorified slideshows, essentially dumbing topics down to where even a caveman could understand. He should really change his name to DSP Clips. On a serious note, sure, there are definitely some cringy clips on his channel. But his channel didn't really take off until he began making multiple videos on DSP. I'm all for criticizing DSP where he deserves it, but taking his gameplay and giving it an edgy title doesn't make it exposing. His content consists of taking someone else's footage, adding virtually nothing to it. The lack of transformation in many of his videos make it really hard to tell a difference from the original. For an example, here's DSP playing a game on his YouTube channel. And now here's a Memology video. Taking someone else's gameplay and adding virtually nothing to it, to the point where the video is nothing more than a mirror to the original copy, is wrong. Slowly but surely, his many videos on DSP gain more and more views than any of his content prior to that point. Normally I wouldn't be complaining, but Memology adds nothing to the clips. Not even a Suzy Lou styled reaction. Lines get blurred, and in many of Meme's videos it's as if his channel is a straight up DSP highlight channel. And many of the videos could even be viewed as borderline stealing content, or even re-uploaded content. Strangely enough, if you look at Memology's top 50 videos, there isn't a single DSP video to be found. He should take the hint that people don't like it when you constantly beat a dead horse. Perhaps there's some news that could come out of milking the subject, but he's reached the point where he's completely running it into the ground. Don't believe me? Speaking of lacking transformation, what about Memology's most viewed video on Boogie? Let's take a look.
I'm already Tracer. What about Tracer? I'm already Tracer. I'm already Tracer. What about Tracer?
Gotta get paid to get laid, y'all.
Damn, this game is
Brexit my ass, bitch, I'll block you after Europe.
Susan Wojcicki. Hey, boss, how you doing tonight, boss? Whatever you want me to say, boss, I'll say it, boss. You want my channel? If you help me with my channel again, boss, I'll say. Can I have some? Please help me, boss. I want people to watch my videos again, boss. Thank you. I love you, boss. Thank you, boss. I love you, boss. Hashtag Susan Wojcicki's my boss. Hashtag love you. Hashtag see you at the Game Awards, daddy.
In his most viewed video on Boogie, it's clear that it came from Boogie's Twitch channel. All the video shows is Boogie's poor attempt at humor. There's nothing exposing about the video whatsoever. In many other videos like that Memology likes to make, trying to milk the hate off of Boogie, Memology has taken people's hour-long live streams and published that content off his own, taunting them with things like, "This is not how you play Donkey Kong." People would like to think of Memology as a big bad exposer, but his content is bad. He picks and chooses microscopic dumb shit to make videos on. And there's definitely moments that appear practically copy and pasted from the original source. Coming from the channel that takes pride in being the person who exposed BetterHelp, you think that his content would be top notch. Well, you'd think after getting massive amounts of shoutouts from much larger creators, his content would improve. Newsflash, you guys, it didn't. I noticed quite a bit of his content was really nitpicky and hardly was considered like newsworthy topics. When it comes to the content Meme makes, he often chooses very petty, nitpicky topics, trying to force a narrative to his audience, and I would hardly consider any of them newsworthy. Here's one of his uploads where a troll bugs DSP.
It's time now for shoutouts. Yes, shoutouts. To the honest troll who did a 25-bit cheer and said shout out to Antonio Chavez for helping expose BetterHelp for the fraudulent company they are. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, honest troll, and chances are, I'm never gonna know. So thanks for the cheer, but the unrelated stuff kind of goes over everyone's head.
In the clip, DSP acknowledges Memology101 by responding to a donation he received, and he's taking pride in his only worthy accomplishment, BetterHelp. But DSP responding to a donation, obviously news, right? So many of the videos on Boogie would hardly be considered newsworthy. There's Boogie making an April Fool's joke.
This is what weird looks like.
There's Boogie coming out of the closet. Getting into a car accident. A man gets into a car accident, and that's suddenly news. Apparently, if you kiss another guy, you're coming out.
Okay, fine, that's true, but whatever.
Well, I mean, I've kissed a guy before.
I have too, and it was horrible. That's why I will never do it again.
I haven't on purpose.
Wait,
accidentally, yeah.
Boogie turning his house into an arcade is newsworthy content.
I don't have them, and now I have an arcade in my home. I have an actual arcade in my home. I can't.
People came to this channel for legitimate news such as BetterHelp, and they're getting Boogie turning his house into an arcade. The content he makes is looking at a microscopic level grasping for straws, trying hard to find any kind of criticism he can turn into content. He made videos of people responding to donations, making April Fool's jokes, metaphorically coming out of the closet, getting into a car accident, turning someone's house into an arcade, and even took an unedited stream and just gave it an edgy title. What about when Tipster and Tommy C turned their house into an arcade? I'm guessing that didn't make the news. I'm all for people having the right to criticize people on the internet, but I mean, these criticisms, Meme is definitely looking through a microscope, looking for any kind of critique. Some of his uploads aren't bad, but I find the vast majority of them lackluster at best, and very difficult for anyone to have to suffer through. An element of Memology I've always criticized has been his ability to milk people until the end of time, when people would much rather watch one long, thought-out video as opposed to 50 shitty, minute-long videos. He's made 15-ish videos on Boogie, most of which hold no news or transformation whatsoever. Memology101 was quick to criticize H3 for milking Keemstar, when Ethan has made 3 videos on Keem, as opposed to Memology, who has made hundreds of videos on DSP and many videos on Boogie that are really petty. How many videos do you think Meme has made on DSP and Boogie? As of today, there are 470 videos made on DSP alone, not including his alternate channel based completely around DSP with another 270 videos. Nearly 40% of Memology's videos on his main channel are somehow DSP related, along with 100% of his videos on his alt channel. I mean, it's a no-brainer why Memology would use this kind of business model, absolutely milking the hate off of much larger creators. But milking hundreds of videos on DSP, many of which are just him streaming and hold little to no news or transformation, taking someone else's live stream and posting it off as your own is the easiest and laziest type of content. As a guy who criticizes people on the internet, I mean, you think that Memology would be able to handle criticism. But in fact, when it boiled down to people criticizing him in his comments, he would actually choose to shadow ban people. I've witnessed it from multiple sources of people being shadow banned, myself included, and the worst part about it is that he lies and says that he doesn't do it, even though there's 3 separate videos of proof. He's made his stance on shadow banning public. I mean, he disavows creators doing it. Strange, considering the evidence stacked against him. Besides the 3 videos proving him shadow banning, I also witnessed it myself. I commented on a handful of his community posts criticizing him. I noticed my comments wouldn't show up in incognito. I would make the same comment through an alternate account, only for them to get many likes. He says that his comments were getting suppressed because of curses, etc., but none of my comments contained profanity. Even then, I would post the same comment with an alternate account, only for the comment not to be hidden. In my opinion, his shadow banning is much worse because he denies it when it's clear that he was doing it, in fact. The hero who's called people out for shadow banning is guilty of the same crime. Oh, the hypocrisy. How can we believe this guy is a big bad exposer when he's guilty of the same crime? When he's guilty of shadowbanning and criticism just like anyone else he's reported on? A YouTuber named Pegasus made a really good video exposing how Memology forces narratives. Many of the stories he runs are completely misinformed. Here's a video where it's clear that Memology was trying to force a narrative to his audience by manipulating clips. I'll let the video speak for itself.
Recently, he posted a 15-minute pity party about my views. Just complete clarity here. I've watched this 15-minute video, and it's not what he makes it out to be at all. Definitely not a pity party whatsoever. Jack just can't sleep, so he talks about how gaming on YouTube has changed, and he just rants about what's going on with his channel and all of that stuff. But let's see how this guy takes it.
Hi. It's like 4:30 a.m. right now, and I can't sleep.
He can't sleep because PewDiePie is skyrocketing in views by playing Minecraft. What? Dude, you're reaching beyond belief. Alright, PewDiePie gets lots of views on Minecraft, therefore Jack is jealous. Get off of your twitchy ass and stop being a cynical little bitch. Jesus. He never once gave any indication that he was jealous of Felix. They're really good friends, and they're happy for each other's success. It's not what you make it out to be. It's very clear that you have no idea about Jack's personality whatsoever, and just grasping for straws here. Pathetic. You didn't prove your point with any clip you showed. The clip you showed just said Jack couldn't sleep at night. Where are you drawing these conclusions from?
Just to prove how wrong Memology101 is, look at his newest video on Boogie, painting this guy as a snake who suddenly betrayed his friend Keemstar. The video has since been privatized. Notably, Memology left out a year's worth of context surrounding the situation he was reporting on. He has privatized the video, and normally that would mean I couldn't access it, but courtesy of Scumbag Hector, I have the video. The situation meme left out between Boogie and Keem had been talked about here.
Continues to post onto his timeline by saying, I avoided big stories on Boogie because I felt bad he's always depressed and allegedly suicidal. I asked people to stop bullying him. I spent hours on the phone trying to help this man for years, and he's been snaking me this whole time. I'm pissed. Boogie responds to this by saying, dude, regardless of my friendship with you back in 2016, I really was enjoying for Content Cop series. I have since backed off on liking it, and we have become friends. I genuinely don't know what you're on about. He then follows it up by saying, at the time I was under the impression that these types of videos helped us clean up the platform and made us correct behavior. Now I realize that these videos are just damage to the platform as a whole, and no longer support it, and haven't for years. You know it. Tim Mimi responds to Boogie by saying, Boogie, come on man. Liking somebody's work isn't a crime. You can be friends with someone and point out their mistakes at the same time. Lunar Mist responds to Boogie by saying, get off Twitter already and play some video games man, or watch something. Social media is doing nothing but consistent pointless shit talk that you need to stop listening to, or at least stop responding to the hate. Your fans love you, but we are all gonna stop caring soon. Boogie then responds, I had planned to, but then I got a message from a friend saying Keem had called me out public way, so I figured I should respond publicly. Keem then continues his Twitter rant against Boogie by saying, Dear Boogie, stop calling me, stop texting me. I don't deal with snakes on private calls. I deal with them publicly so everyone can see. Mask off, weirdo. Boogie then responds, okay, mask off. I am genuinely sorry I upset you, but I'm confused as to why you are upset. I liked Content Cop on you, but I still like you. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I have never and will never say anything behind your back I haven't already said to your face. After this response to Keem, Boogie says, ah well, guess I will hop off of Twitter. Keemstar is probably filming about me right now. I got nothing but love and respect for the man, even though I have said many times he can do bad things and has done bad things. But I choose to celebrate the good he does instead. I will always discuss the bad he does, and always praise the good he does. And that's the kind of person I am. Always will be. I've told Keem to his face on his podcast, word for word, what I have said in private. I got zero things to hide. Trinidad responds to Boogie by saying, turn your phone off. Dude, seriously, just get off for the night. You have an incredible amount of things you could be doing. Just video games alone. Come back tomorrow, just turn off your phone. Boogie responds, I can't when shit like this is happening, man. Sorry. And then Carbon Blade responds, bro, you good. Liking Content Cop isn't a big deal like he's making it. Everyone liked Content Cop on him. It's normal. It's just as Keemstar is being a crybaby. And then Keemstar turns this drama up to 11 when he decides to post this Twitter video in response to Boogie.
You keep tweeting me and you keep texting me, Keem, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. You keep spinning into this. First of all, this ain't about feelings. This is just man code shit. You're just being snaky. You're asking for help and then snaking behind the scenes. It's just man code shit. It's nothing about fucking feelings. No one's over here hurt and upset. No, I'm just like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna fucking show everyone who he really is. It's that. It's not feelings. And I don't even know why you're attempting to apologize, because your apologies mean nothing, okay? You're a sick, twisted, manipulated motherfucker that was willing to go and stop criticism on you by threatening to kill yourself. What kind of selfish, manipulating fuck are you? Oh, iDubbbz, if you make a content cop on me, I'm going to kill myself. Like, you literally said that to him. You said that to all of his friends. You said it to every YouTuber you fucking knew so you would spread the word out to try to stop criticism. That's how bad and twisted and manipulative you fucking are. Go fuck yourself. It's not about feelings. It's man code shit. Time to grow the fuck up. Big Daddy Keem about to teach you how to be a big boy, okay?
Dude, after I heard this for the first time, my jaw fucking dropped. Keemstar, of all people, saying that someone's suicidal tendencies are disingenuous after what happened in May? Holy fucking shit. Like, I am a big fan of Keemstar. I'm always going to be slightly biased towards him, despite what he's done in the past, like doxing Just Destiny. But this is the first time where I'm like, holy fucking shit, Keem. How in any reality would you think that is okay to say, especially after what happened with Etika in May?
Let me speak! In many aspects, Meme's video not only is telling a lie, but it tries to force this false narrative to his audience as well. All that just so he could try to force the "this guy's a snake" narrative. A while back, the commentary community was criticizing Keemstar for working with a well-known doxer.
Do you touch kids?
Oh my god, really?
But do you? Do you touch kids?
The story was massive, and guess who didn't make a single video on the situation, but has made 5 videos on Just Destiny. So it was definitely clear that he knew of the situation, but he decided not to run the story. In fact, it appears as if he will never make a video on Keemstar ever. Memology, you're probably too busy posting your millionth video on DSP. I mean, there was a legitimate story that could have been exposed and you ignored it. I mean, you're running stories like this.
I don't have them, and now I have an arcade in my home.
Instead of this.
Do you touch kids?
Obviously, Memology wouldn't be adding anything to the story, but running it would show that he cared about legitimate news. I mean, he didn't really add anything to the I'm Alex situation, but he was sure to cover that story again, and again, and again. The situation I'll be reporting on is complicated because one side of the drama seemingly dropped off the face of the platform. Isaac from the BRGS show and his associates don't have the greatest reputation. That being said, this is what I recall of how the situation went down. One of the guys that was on the BRGS podcast sent Tipster a picture of Memology's face. And at that point, we already established that his face was publicly displayed in his YouTube videos. Besides the sketches, Memology's name was on Twitter and everybody could see it. It wasn't like he was trying to hide it. Regardless of that, Memology is in one of his community posts claimed that the BRGS people were doxing him, sending all of his angry YouTuber followers to their livestream. I also recall that Meme actually posted one of the BRGS people's criminal records. Again, we've stated that his face and name were public, courtesy of none other than Memology. As far as I'm aware, Memology was not doxed. So in a sense, Memology claimed that they were exposing private info when all the information was out there, already made public by none other than Memology101. A popular narrative he has ran with has been to seemingly take the mental health of others anything but seriously, implying that people are faking their mental illnesses or faking their depression. A while back, tragedy struck and the world lost Etika. Some screenshots were released showing Memology calling him a scumbag, a beggar, and didn't take his mental issues seriously. But like many important tweets, it was deleted. The screenshot also shows that Meme made 3 separate videos on Etika and didn't take anything about the situation seriously whatsoever. I'll let you guys look through the messed up things that he said, but the situation, however, was seemingly swept under the rug as if it didn't happen. The world saw firsthand that things like this should be taken very seriously. I would never claim that Memology is responsible, but it's a fair assessment to say that he didn't take mental health seriously then and he still doesn't take it seriously now. Worst of all, Memology faced virtually no backlash for the harmful nature of his comments. But at the end of the day, he didn't take mental health care seriously, and he saw firsthand what could happen when these situations are not taken seriously. It was very wrong for him to not take the situation seriously. I mean, you think that after everything that happened, he would have learned from the messed up situation he was involved in. But deep down, he hasn't learned from his past mistakes. So much so that Boogie could admit to being suicidal only for Memology not to take it seriously. If someone is actively telling you that they will end their life over the hate they're receiving, the common courtesy would be to respect their wishes. The threat that anyone could take their life should be taken very seriously. Besides the DM, Memology claimed he was sent from Boogie saying he was suicidal. Boogie also talked about his suicidal tendencies on YouTube here. Please do not bully anyone. I mean, criticism is fine, but watching someone else's every move just to criticize someone over petty bullshit is crossing the line. Memology is no hero. He's guilty of the same crimes of the people he's criticized. And like many others on the internet, when push came to shove, he cracked under the criticism he faced.